So a lot of you wanted a video of me skateboarding, so here it is. But this video is actually going to be a lot more than just me skating. I get a lot of comments on my videos, and some of them are positive and some of them are negative, so I thought that I should make a video explaining who I am, why I make these videos, and ultimately, if I am a poser. First off, I just want to thank everybody that's been supporting me from the start. I have a really great fan base, and I really enjoy the community that we have on here. I think it's really great, and I've never thought that I'd ever be able to achieve something like this. And I think there is a very small yet vocal amount of people that are subscribed to me that think that I'm just here to roll in views, capitalize on the skateboarding community, and that I don't actually skate or care for skateboarding in real life, and that think that I'm ultimately just a poser. But before we get into that, let's start from the beginning. Who am I? My name is Misha, I'm 19 years old, and I live in the greater Seattle area. And although this channel is based on skateboarding, I have a wide variety of interests and hobbies that I do aside from skateboarding. For example, I love aviation and planes, and I will someday get my license when I have enough money, obviously. And to go with that, I also like RC planes, and I was really into it when I was younger, although I'm recently getting back into it again. I also really like skiing and snowboarding, and I've been skiing since I was 3 and snowboarding since I was about 10-ish. And I've also been teaching skiing and snowboarding for the past 4 years. And I also like cars and the car culture. In high school, I definitely was not the typical student, and I really struggled to pay attention or really give a fuck about any of my classes. Depending on how early the period was, the teacher, and the friends I had in the class, I was either really outspoken and funny, or I barely said anything all year. I was also attending a school where I barely knew anybody at first, because when I got there, it was the rival school of the school I should have went to. So all of my friends from elementary and middle school went there, and instead I had to make all new friends at this new school. I definitely wasn't by any means popular in high school, and I think that most people in my grade knew me, but only if we shared a class together. But I was still able to make new friends and keep some of my old ones, and I had 2 different circles of friends in high school. Overall, I enjoyed that time, but I don't really miss it, and I do remember it being very lonely and hard sometimes. Anyway, to cope with sucking at high school, I inevitably ran into the whole make money online gurus on YouTube.
Here in my garage, just bought this knowledge. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? New Lamborghini.
And I naturally bought a course and I started a dropshipping store. And if any of you know about how this stuff goes, well, it went nowhere. I lost all my money after about 6 months of doing it, but it wasn't a complete loss. And I mean, I did learn a bit about the basics of running ads and running a business, and at the end I was actually breaking even, so I guess it was just a good experience to have. Regardless, I gave up my dreams of becoming a dropshipper, and I just proceeded to smoke weed, drink, and party with all my friends throughout high school. I typically wasn't popular enough to get into most of the parties in my school, so instead we made our own, or I went out with the boys to local Seattle parties that were typically either hosted in a frat house or a bando. And these were actually really fun and definitely the highlight of my high school years. Nothing really beats the rush of kicking down the door of an abandoned house and partying as hard as we could until it filled up with more and more people, and even sometimes up to 100, and then jumping out of windows and hopping fences when the cops inevitably came. I have some really crazy stories from back then, and if there's enough interest in it, I might make a video about them later. I also didn't really have a senior year, and it's not because of COVID, but instead because I was running behind my classes and I needed to go to a community college nearby to be able to finish school on time. This is probably a thing that I felt I missed out on the most because I didn't go to prom, and I wasn't even able to attend the graduating ceremony. And I remember going to my rival school's graduation to see some of my longtime friends graduate, and it was definitely the weirdest feeling I've ever had. Because here I am watching everybody that I've grown up with graduate and move on to college, and here I am just locked in with another year of community college with no real plan. The only thing I could really think of is how, if only a few things turned differently, I would be up there with them graduating, and I wondered how different my high school experience would be if I went to the other school with all the people that I grew up with. Halfway through it should have been my senior year, I started this channel. Why did I start it? Well, to answer that, it's a bit more complicated than you may think. Throughout all my life, I've always dreamed of being a YouTuber. In fact, I started my first channel when I was in middle school. Back then, I was really into aviation and RC planes, and I made videos of me flying, which you can still find today. And some of them are pretty funny to watch back now.
I'm just gonna throw it this time.
I also had a Minecraft channel, and I think it was actually pretty successful as I gained like 100 subs in the first month or something. And I had a few videos of over 1,000 views, but I ultimately stopped playing Minecraft and I forgot the email and the password and even the name of the channel, so I guess it's still out there floating around somewhere. Ever since then, I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel as I knew a little bit about how YouTube worked, and I knew how to edit videos from those early days of my playing channel. I wanted to make a new channel because I knew that as long as I was consistent and I stuck with it for at least a year, I should technically have like at least 1,000 subscribers, and if I got that, I'd be happy with it. But I wasn't sure what to make it about. I wasn't into planes anymore. I didn't want to keep uploading to my old channel that I've had since I was in middle school, and it doesn't snow enough here for me to make a snowboarding channel, and I didn't have enough money to make a car channel, as the only car I had at the time was an RX-8 that was sitting broken down with bad compression. It was around this time that one of my best friends, Eli, introduced me to skateboarding. I was really enjoying it, even though I absolutely sucked. But during middle school, I used to longboard and bomb hills with my friends, so skateboarding was kind of easy to get used to, and I've always wanted to learn how to skate, but I never did, so I thought this was a great opportunity. So, the day that I bought my first skateboard, I decided to start my channel, and I decided to upload every day starting at the beginning of the year of 2019. At the time, I didn't know anything about skateboarding, so I just decided to post compilations because I loved watching them on YouTube, and I thought that if I'm following all these Instagram pages already, I might as well just start posting the best ones I see into a compilation. And although it started off pretty slow, within the first 3 months, I had broken my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And by the beginning of July, one of my videos really blew up and I gained about 20,000 subs in under a month. Although the compilation videos were doing very well, as many of you probably know, YouTube does not let you monetize your channel if you upload compilation videos. So I uploaded the first video you can watch on my channel right now, 10 skaters you will meet. And it totally flopped compared to my other videos. At this point, I felt that making a living off YouTube would be pretty much impossible. And at the time, I was really broke and I just needed a job. So I started working at AutoZone because I wasn't sure if doing YouTube as a job would ever even be an option. But thankfully, a month later, the YouTube algorithm picked up my video, the 10 skaters you will meet, and it started blowing up. But although this video was doing well now, I still wasn't able to get monetized because of my other compilations. But I kept on uploading new videos such as 10 skaters you will meet part 2 and part 3, and I also uploaded a few tip videos, and as soon as I saw those videos outperform my old compilation videos, I had to make the very hard choice to delete all of my compilation videos in hopes to get monetized by YouTube. And at first, I didn't even get approved. So I continued uploading more videos that were original content, and I was still learning how to skate as I've only been doing it for about 6 months at a time. So I used my experience from being a new skater and the things and opinions from my friends that were skaters for way longer than me to make my videos. And luckily, I got approved for monetization. And after a few months, I made the decision to quit my job at AutoZone to start making videos full time. This was an absolutely crazy feeling at the time, and I just remember being really scared and also very happy and excited. If anything, making those early videos really helped me learn a lot about skateboarding, and I was really knowledgeable despite still lacking a lot of skill. And I think I could have been a way better skater back then, and even today, if I skated every single day or just more consistently, as I'd only usually go out to skate if I was skating with my friends, as I did that only maybe a few times a week. And I know that I preach skating every day on this channel, and I know I would personally be a lot better if I did it, but I just don't always feel like going out to skate, whether it's because I'm sore from last time, the weather, or because I'm doing something else, just hanging out with friends that don't skate, or doing one of my other hobbies. Does it make me a hypocrite? I don't know, but I don't really think so. You shouldn't feel like you're forced to skate, but as the saying goes, do as I say, not as I do. So, does this make me a poser? The definition of poser is somebody that tries to fit into a profile that they aren't. People who try to give off the impression that they are one thing when they really are the other. Also, a poser can be someone who says that they can do something when they really can't. Or more commonly, a poser is someone who, when doing something successfully, takes more than enough credit for it. As long as I've had my channel, I've never tried to say that I was better than I actually am. And I've always kept it straightforward, and I've always said that I was a beginner. And I think that sometimes a beginner's advice to another beginner can be better than someone that's been skating for years and just has muscle memory on lock. Maybe it's not exactly better, but it does offer a different perspective, right? So with that definition, I don't think I'm a poser. There is one video though that I agree with people when they call me out on it. It was a 100K video. A lot of people noticed the kickflip I landed was a little bit fishy, and they are right. The kickflip I landed was actually fake. But let me explain myself and the backstory of that video. Obviously, it was my 100K video at the time, and I had never truly ever tried kickflips. Why? Well, as I've said in other videos before, flat ground skating just isn't really my thing. I prefer to stick to mini ramps and quarter pipes. That's just what I enjoy. The garage was in my old house that we were selling, and I only had 3 days to film it before it was sold. And I was really set on the whole locking myself in the garage until a kickflip idea, and I thought that it was great. If you have watched the video yourself, you can probably tell that there are a few skits in it and scripted moments. And I don't do this to mislead anybody, obviously. I was just focused on making an entertaining video that was fun to watch over everything else. I wasn't trying to make an educational video. Regardless, most of the video was filmed all in one day. The whole U-Haul thing, the hair thing, most of the main parts, they were filmed in one day. And I thought if Mike Boyd could learn how to kickflip in a few hours after never skating before in his life, well, I could probably do it in one day. Well, I was wrong. At the end of the day, when I was filming, it was becoming evident that I was getting really close, but I just wasn't able to land it. Although I was able to do it while holding onto the garage lift thing. As it was starting to get dark, I decided to just film me making it so I could get my friends' reactions so they didn't have to sit around watching me kickflip for hours while being bored out of their mind. And then only to probably miss it when I actually land it. And also my camera battery was really low, so I was just running low on time overall. But because we still had 2 more days to film before we sold the house, I thought I would be able to land a kickflip and just edit in the reactions. The following 2 days, I literally wore the same clothes so I could stay consistent with the video, and I spent hours trying to land the kickflip. But I was always just a little bit off, and after about 1 hour of filming, my cheap old camera would die and I'd have to go charge it again. After the first day, I completely tore through 2 pairs of shoelaces, and I was absolutely defeated because I still wasn't able to land it. And I continued filming the next day, and I know you won't believe me, but I actually did get it, but obviously, the camera was dead. And although I did keep filming and I got very close multiple times, I wasn't able to stick it and I ultimately ran out of time and I couldn't film in the garage anymore. So I just decided to roll with what I filmed earlier because most of the video was already staged and I just wanted to stick with the idea of making it seem like it was all filmed in one day. Looking back on it now, I definitely would have done it differently, but I just want to put this out there because I think I owe it to all you, and I don't want to be one of those scummy YouTubers that lies to their own audience to save their ego. And yes, I did eventually learn how to kickflip, although I'm still not that good at it because I don't practice it that often. It's just not the thing I like to do. So I hope this video clears some things up for all of you that are confused, and it also tells you who I am and the reason I make these videos, and also, I mean, I guess if I'm a poser or not. And if you're still watching this, thank you. You must really like my videos. And I'm gonna hook you guys up real quick. I'm dropping some merch, but I'm going to release it early just for everyone that's been watching this far into the video. So if you guys click on the link down in the description or just go to Skateboarding shop and use the code OGFAN, you get 25% off everything you order. Just a heads up, I'm still working on the design for the website and I don't have any real pictures for it yet because I'm waiting for all the merch to come into me so I can take pictures of it and I make it look really cool. So it's just super early access. It's like exclusive access for you guys, alright? Everything you see on there right now is made out of the highest quality materials that I could find, and I'm just really trying to make a really good clothing brand that looks cool and that you can wear with confidence and you can skate in, and that will, you know, make you feel better so you skate better. So if you guys want to get some really cool merch and also support me personally, make sure to check that out. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon.